right, and a very good evening to you. It is Thursday, the 25th of June, 2020, in the time of Cornholio. Welcome to all of you for a Thursday night live stream for a little bit here. Been another busy day on the Rancho. I hope everybody is having a great day. Chef, what's going on? How you doing? Hope everything's going on. Hello, Gavel, and hope everybody's having a good night tonight. Laura Wright, how you doing, sweetie? Got another present to open tonight. I'm pretty excited to hear from my friend Tammy, My World in OKC. So I'm just kind of chilling out. Nice shirt, huh? Yeah, Bobby brought this from Gold Country. Every year he goes on a retreat for a week. Hey, Nocturnal, and has himself a little vacation with some guys that he was in Boy Scouts with way back many years ago. Hey, Charlie Lynn, how you doing? Hi, Charles, how are you? Tragically, 2 years ago, one of his camping buddies was in his tent and up in on the Consumines River, up in the foothills of the Sierras, and a branch from a tree came down and crushed him in his tent. So it was kind of sad. Hello, JJ. Yeah, Cornholio spreading fast. Hello, Linda, and good evening, Joey D. Nice to see you. Well, downsizing in the sense that we'll get to that in a little bit here. I just want to welcome everybody in tonight and hope that you're having a good Thursday. Everything's a little, yeah, you like gold panning. I got a gold panning kit, but I've never gone before up there. I figure the river I'll go to will be so panned out by the time I get up there. I'm just searching for nothing. Hello, Maggie. Hello, Miguel Perez. Good to see you, Joni. Yeah, I got your very nice letter. Thank you, Miguel, as usual. Yeah, very sad. A freak accident. And they went ahead last year and he was cremated and they took his ashes and spread it in the river there, which I thought was something. Hello, Peachy Pie. Hello, Penny Pincher. It's, stuff happens in life when you don't expect it, right? I mean, what a way to go to be crushed in your tent and, by a huge redwood tree branch that came off. Hello, John. So I think he's going to be going up next week to that. D is working. I got to hand it to him. He's out early, and I don't think he'll be back till late tonight. Vegas Vixen, how you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. So he's out there making the coin for travel, which is not the worst thing in the world. This week has not gone to waste. If you like metal detecting, you would love gold panning. I wonder how my back would like that, Chef. you know, the gold panners hunch there. I think that's what I would have on that. Bending over the creek. So it's something I do. I got a Garrett Gold kit. Hello, Karen in the UK. I hope it cooled off a little bit for you guys over there. I was watching my friend Harvey De Niro's stream, and he was talking about it's beastly hot over in London. Hello, Aquarius. Nice to see you. Vanessa, I hope you're doing good. Ace, what kind of work does D do? He does deliveries. He does deliveries. Which is good. He's got his bike better equipped by the day and does deliveries. There's so many people that are still sheltered in place and at home that don't want to go out at all. It's a good way to it's a good way to get deliveries, and evidently there's good money. I haven't done it before. I've never done Uber or Lyft or things like that, or Uber Eats or Grubhub or Postmates and things like that, but they seem pretty cool. But the problem is that a lot of these companies they hold 25 to 30%, so it doesn't give a lot of margin for the restaurant. Hello, Karina. Vegas Vixen said, just getting ready for my final exam. Yay, it's over. Hey, Ben Hemroy, how are you? Hugs, Lisa Ann, how are you? One of the places I observe very closely, of course, you guys know, is Las Vegas. And I guess I finally decided someday I'd like to make that, if I could ever have a chance to pick up something cheap there, that would be a pretty good place to have a house. But I noticed today in the news, number one, it's mandatory to have, and I think casinos, I think the governor's talking about they're going to fine people that don't have masks in casinos. But the more interesting thing tonight was there's a hotel called the M, a hotel group called the M down there. I think they run the Tropicana and some other places, and they are waiving their $25 resort fee for the balance of the summer. So they joined Golden Nugget and a few other ones now. So as I predicted months ago, I think Vegas, the new trend will be to do away with resort fees and make what you see, what you get on website. Hi, Cinnamon, hot, hot, hot. All that's supposed to keep home. It was a beautiful day today. Great sunshine. Hi, Truth Teller. How are you? I'm doing okay. Hi, Kim. How you doing, sweetheart? Really nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. One of my beautiful moderators of the great New England, now stationed in Florida down there. I hope you're doing well, Kim, and everything's going on in your world. The M is way past Mandalay Bay. Well, it's just a trend that's unfolding. So I'm imagining that it's going to be hard to get up to capacity. Kathleen, how are you? Sandy, how are you? But they have 100% the bus buffet. Are they even open? I mean, the Wynn has some kind of uh, newfangled buffet or something that they're running. I guess you point and serve, or somebody brings it to your table. But it's always an interesting place for me to watch because it's uh, it's a city that's very boom and bust in terms of when it's great. There's no place in the world like Vegas, and when it's not great, there's no place in the world like Vegas. Mr. Z, how you doing, Mr. Z? Good to see you, Z-Man in the chat tonight. An honor always to see you. Hope you and yours are good. So I just keep an eye on trends, and it just seems to be a trend that's kind of accelerating, and you can understand why, because with this surge in cornholio that's taking place, it's kind of disconcerting. And maybe when people were thinking about, well, maybe I'll go to Vegas or maybe I'll travel, and then all of a sudden cornholio spikes up and people are like, nah. So I watch hotel rates too, and they're still very rock bottom down there. Vegas had a moratorium on evictions. It ends at the month. Should be plenty of property available soon. I read about that today, Chef. As you know, a lot of the nation has had rent and mortgage forbearance, which means you call your bank, you tell them, hey, look, I can't make my payment or I can't make my rent. Okay, all right, we'll put it on your tab effectively. And then I read tonight, Chef, that they're going to have phased steps of undoing that. But there will be people probably given the royal boot there. So we shall see. Hi, Dews, how are you? Nice to see you tonight. So that's another trend worth keeping an eye on. It's certainly a nationwide trend and phenomena. I know about another 1.5 million people filed for first-time claims for unemployment this week. So they're still, still a head-scratching high level considering, we're reopening and things like that. But I see my friend the Insane Chef here, and he was on last night on the stream talking about, he was hired to train staff and get the kitchen streamlined, operations for, I'm assuming, a restaurant. And then late yesterday, he was told, well, we might have to put the brakes on this opening here. So it's hard to say. So how you doing, Blue Kangaroo? Nice to see you. Takashi Ibuki, welcome to the chat tonight. Good to see you guys. I did put up 2 videos today. I did I did my morning chooch as usual. We had a shooting, probably not, I want to say 300 feet, the length of a football field. from the Rancho up here on the Avenue of Love, the 300 block, and I heard it at 12:35. It weren't no fireworks. It was a double boom boom, and two guys got hit walking along the sidewalk there. I like to tell myself it was a gang. It was like a gang thing, but who in the hell knows? I mean, like I said, I haven't seen a Santa Rosa City cop in a month. Okay, I saw one in Petaluma. And Tammy, let's take a minute here. There's my girl Tammy. Let's open up what Tammy sent. I finally got to the P.O. box yesterday. And she knows I like the bling and jewelry and things. And let's see what the heck we got here from her. It comes in a nice little pouch here. And let's open that up. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, wow. It's a little necklace and it's got an R in the middle of it. Isn't that cute? That's so thoughtful of you, Tammy. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. One of my wonderful moderators, a good friend, somebody that does a tremendous amount for the community where she lives. The senior care homes, Christmas parties, packages, all of that. So let's try to get a good look at that. And I don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, there it is. It's got the little R in the middle with the little diamond-esque around the outside. So thank you, Tammy. That is really, really cute. Thank you, sweetheart. Awful nice of you. Let's see. I think independent contractors are making bank right now since everyone is making coin on unemployment. I've been busy as an independent. Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to that Vegas fiction, about independent contractors and things like that. But if you need the money, if you need the money, you need the money, right? And that's going to run out towards the end of July. I think we got about another 5 weeks. And then the $600 payment goes bye-bye there. And it's going to be interesting because, just because the payment ends doesn't mean that people can go back to work. Their boss might tell them, we don't need you, and then you just stay on regular unemployment. Hello, BB and John. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's very cute. I'm so lucky. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Charlotte. And Angus, I've got such wonderful, thoughtful friends as Tammy, and been a great friend of mine for well over a year now, along with the others of my moderator core, and of course you guys. And it's hard to believe I've been running with this moderator core still intact after a year or so. Sometimes if some of them go on hiatus a little bit, they got a life, right? And then they pop back in after a month or so. Like my friend Scottish Sarah, and it's been wonderful to see her back too. Hey, dear Veet, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you very much, Tammy. That is really, really thoughtful and lovely. I mean, it's to take the time to order something like that and send that. It's really, really beautiful. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Cinnamon Hot. And Cinnamon Hot. That garden is gone crazy out there. We're getting ready to do the plum harvest now, but man, just about all those seeds came good in that garden, and it's looking fantastic. Looking fantastic out there. How you doing, Seattle, Judy? Sorry you're a little under the weather today. I was watching Fox Business when they said Americans are saving at a record pace. Not many are spending that money. Chef, we had something. I talked a little bit on my morning chooch today about Thomas Malthus, who was a minister who was also a philosopher and an economist before they even really defined economics as a pursuit, talking about Malthusian solution when the poor grow too large as a sector and are too dependent on government, it creates tremendous stresses and things. So we also have something in economics, Chef, that's called the paradox of thrift. And it's one of the most vexing problems of economics. And what it basically means is when people become fearful, it doesn't matter how much money you jam into their hands, their fear causes them to bank that money or save that money. Now, you have some people, of course, that are going to spend it. Some people are buying cars, some people are shopping and doing other things with the money. But a lot of people are saving that money, and that contributes to what's called the paradox of thrift. And the paradox lies in it that the more you save, the worse the economy gets, which causes you to save more, which causes this spiral of saving more, slowing more, saving more, slowing more, which is why we're probably getting close to something like negative interest rates to sort of force money out of banks, because I think they're sitting on $2 trillion. Right now, thank you. Cinnamon says your Rancho is an amazing place. Thank you. Thank you. Local peaches here, 45 a bushel. Is that good, Kathleen? I have no basis. I have no basis on that. Both my husbands take total advantage. Don't be embarrassed, Jackie Blue. It's what it's designed for. Okay. If you've worked a lot of years, who in the hell saw this thing coming down the pike, right? What are we supposed to have our pride and say I'm not taking anything and get the royal boot out on the street? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Hey, Mouse Toes, don't feel it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Look at the way uh, if you're running a company and you get the the loans from the government, as long as you use it for payroll and expenses, hell, you don't even have to repay it. Okay, you had big companies bellying up like, yeah, we'll take some in the government. No, no, no. That's not what it's designed for. Yeah, put that stimulus into savings and never touch it. Times are nuts, you know. They are nuts. I mean, there's all this the repercussions of our cultural revolution are still going on with all the statues being pulled down. That theory reminds me of Japanese worker strikes where they overstock their company. Yeah, so that paradox thrift is one of the hardest things for government to beat. It's one of the hardest things that it kept the Great Depression spiraling in the 1930s. The more banks failed, the more scared people got, the more banks scared, the more people ran and got cash out, which caused more banks to fail, runs on banks, and uh, attendant job losses with that caused more people to save. So by World War II, the economy was so flush with cash, all the bad debt had been washed out of the system, and then we went through a world war. So everybody had money and job security, but they couldn't spend it on anything because there weren't any automobiles built and things were rationed. So no wonder they had a huge boom after that. Yeah, this thing might be a little. Yeah, I think that's better now. Thank you. Hey, Canadian chick, I never take a penny until full lives. Neither of my parents live. You know what, Jackie Blue, hold your head high up, honey. Ain't no big deal about that. Your food permaculture is just beautiful. Well, I'm having a little fun. I think it's all clear now. I think I'm clear on there. It's just a stupid webcam here. So it's interesting. It's interesting time. So I wouldn't feel a damn thing about if you're eligible for it. No, no harm in taking it in my mind. I mean, the government's spending money like a drunken sailor. Who in the hell, you'd be dumb not to take it, right? And they'll probably end up doing something else later this summer. Bella Rose, how you doing, sweetie? The Queen of Buffalo has arrived in the chat. So hey you, I don't know if that's me. I've said, yeah, I don't think that's for me. Kim, nice to see you. So it's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, and I was a little shaken up tonight. I do read Bloomberg, CNBC, the New York Times do look at that on a daily basis. And of course, after the market closed today, there's the Federal Reserve's telling banks, "Hey, man, don't repurchase stock. Don't think about increasing dividends and all that kind of crap because we're getting a little worried. Some of you might not pass the stress test." I was like, ooh, okay. What kind of signal does that send? Tammy says, we are only open for exercise class and food right now, and somebody's scared to come to the center. I miss so many in my group. Which brings me, Tammy, to that whole socialization aspect. It's been mentally tough for a lot of people here, not just here but across the world. This lack of socialization, this fear when you see somebody, you hang out with people. Like last Thursday night when we hung out, those girls at the bar came up and were hanging out, and I forgot about cornholio. I had my mask down here, and then I'm like, geez, I wonder if I got cornholio. So the socialization is critical. Thank you, Cinnamon Hot Hot. Yeah, Bobby brought this from Gold Country for me. Yeah, Joey D says, I didn't ask for it, but if they want to give it to me, I will take it. That's right, Jackie Blue. They created the eligibility. And I can tell mental stresses are definitely on the incline among some people. It's very hard. I think the older you get, the harder it is. Young people, I kind of sense. I see the street protests in Washington and Portland and Seattle and Louisville and Philadelphia, Chicago, places like that. And it's all young people out there. For them, it's kind of an adventurous. Oh well, it's like a get out of jail free card for a while here. But the older you get, the more that that socialization is hard to replace because we get older, we get habits, we do the same thing, we have the same expectation, like life tomorrow is going to be the same as today, and we get on a track like wagon wheels in a rut going west, and it's very hard once we get pulled out of that rut to get it's hard going over the open plains there. Did you hear the young man? Yeah, he woke up, thought his life was over. My heart. I heard it at, yeah, thumbs up or appreciate. I heard it at Onyx, and the thing was, he was in an overnight clearing. It hadn't cleared his account yet. In other words, if he had waited 4 or 5 hours, his negative $700,000 would have cleared to a tiny loss. But it's just the way, if you're not used to the way the statements are processed, you might think that you were in the hole for that. Watching you so much brought the word cornholio. How you doing, Amanda? Hey J.A., how you doing? So warm hello from Belgium. There's my gal MB. Hope you're doing good. Amanda, I like you in red. Thank you, sweetie. And Amanda, I think, is still heading for Las Vegas next week, so that should be very interesting. We'll see what happens. So it was sad, but there's a lot of people that have been involved in day trading and stuff that are probably going to get their fingers scorched. Anytime anybody has the belief there's easy money to be made, they always inevitably pay the price to find out that that's not the case. Thank you, Brad. Thank you very much. So that socialization stuff, I can see it on the streets. I can see that people are much more short-tempered now. The police, they issued some. We just got a message from the Santa Rosa Police Department over our local cell phone system saying they've released their new guidelines for how they're going to handle encounters on the streets and things. And uh, where in the hell are they, man? I haven't seen a cop in this town And they were always racing up and down the street. I have no idea. I have no idea where they are. So it's kind of strange. But as for hey, G, but as far as the socialization is concerned, that's a very it's very worrying for me because human beings can't. It's a hard shift gear to be in a life under some lockdown. And what makes it really bad is we have a big country, so there's no uniform policy. So people that sit in, I don't know, pick a country, pick a state, Nebraska. People on the coast start to get jealous, right? They don't got cornholio. They can go out where they want to go, and I'm on lockdown here, and now I got to wear a mask every. Just it becomes very depressing. Oh, you took donuts to our local police department last week. That's made their day. They need a little bit of love, huh? They need a little bit of love. As I said last week, would you be a cop? Would you want to take on those duties of being a police officer now? When you're already in the negative column before you even encountered a situation. There did a lot of cleaning. That's exactly what I've been doing. Cleaning, getting things chucked out, getting things cleaned up here. There's something very good for the soul when you can kind of fight back and put some order into your little world. I think that that's a very good therapy is to garden and to work on your home and do those kind of things. Get a little bit of order in things. I've been working on the drone a little bit too. Yeah, I think I'll do that for my police department too. I think that's sweet. They might not make it past the front desk though. Your daughter's about to become a police officer, hopes to be trooper down the road. Well, God bless. Stay safe. If you have to live in Nebraska, it's about time you have the upper hand on the coastal states. I love those states. Kansas, Nebraska, the flyover states. I don't know. I get some kind of real joy when I ride through these cities and these towns, and they try so hard to make fascinating exhibits and things to pull off the road and visit, but it's a real tough. It's a real tough struggle. That's great, Tammy. Going to take something to the local fire department next week. They need love too. Wow, what a nice surprise. What a nice person you are, Tammy. What a nice person you are to do this. Great idea for the local police department. I'm afraid here they'd have to have the donuts tested. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'm not sure the Santa Rosa police, being all tough guys and everything, would think that it's like the Trojan horse, somebody sneaking, wheeling in the Trojan horse. Hey, got you guys some donuts. They say cops love donuts. Did you put anything on them? No. No LSD, no officer. No spiked up with coke, no officer. Nothing in there, huh? Really? Have a seat over there. No, don't leave. I'm gonna have this run down to the lab. We're gonna get Frankie to taste one of these. Frankie eats anything down there. We're gonna now, don't go anywhere, right? I'm not arresting you, but I'm just advising you to not leave until we get these until we get these donuts checked out. But that's a great idea. So yeah, I put up 2 videos today. I did the drone flight over Petaluma. Finally, the camera's working good on that, pretty good on that today. If you haven't seen that video, I hope that you will enjoy that, set to a little bit of cinematic music. It's a tough time of day to fly the drone, but it still turned out okay. I'm getting my getting my confidence factor up. I still got a long way to go. It's embarrassing to look at some of these drone channels, and these guys are making these things do backflips and flying them down streets and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god. You know? Hey, Scottish. Hey, Jen. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I fly this thing down the street. There's a curve at the end. There's going to be a big semi coming around the curve. And that damn drone is going to fly into the windshield on that truck. The guy's going to think it's an alien invasion. He's going to turn the wheel, take out about 15 cars and 5 people on the sidewalks. And I will be responsible for that. Carrie Small goes to the hand out when I see. Oh, that's nice, Tammy. You're a hell of a gal. That's a hell of a good idea. That is a wonderful idea. So, oh, okay. Thank you, Amanda. I'm getting better. I found that you can't think about the money that's flying. You know me, guys. Every penny counts. I'm stacking pennies here at the Rancho, and every time I take that controller, woo, and send that thing airborne, I'm always thinking the worst. I've had some real epic, a few close calls with that thing that scared the hell out of me. But it's important to get that. Amanda says, when someone mentions Petaluma, I always remember the awful crime that happened there. Yeah, that was out of that horror came something good. The kidnapping and killing of the hell was her name? The little gal there in Petaluma, Polly Class. Yeah, but the Polly Class Foundation was born out of that, and the whole way of working missing and exploited children. At least something good, something good came out. Multiple times I've gone to that house and showed that house on streams. About 4 years ago, I had a really negative encounter with a renter that was living there at that time. It ended up, and it's all on the stream, ended up she calling the police on me, and I'm like, hey, this is the anniversary of the kidnapping. It's news, I mean, it's going to be talking about it all over, and I'm in a public place doing it. I'm sending a dozen donuts to the man in the can. Yeah, you go. How you doing, Amy? Nice to see you. Yeah, it's all in the sauce. So I think about when I walk by that house and I see that, and I think about that night. Terrible, terrible. 2 days in a row, no mail. That's kind of weird. Yeah, her dad. Yeah, Mark Class. He was involved and he stayed involved, and it's a hell of a big organization. Hell of a big organization now. So, I hate to say it, but hey, guys, thumbs up are appreciated if you're enjoying the stream tonight. But California has always been, I don't want to say, especially Northern California, well, Southern California too, it's always been a kind of a hot spot for freaky people, and maybe it's the way that we addressed issues here in the state. But there's been a lot of up and down the coast and other places. There's been a lot of weird, almost like demonically possessed, brutal murders and executions and things. And I started doing my research for the Pacific Coast Highway, where I hope to go and town to town and looking up things, and I'm like, man, here's another grisly murder scene of another house of heroin and hopheads in the 1960s gone wrong. So it's kind of really weird, really weird. It's got a bad vibe to it. So I don't know. My most enduring recollection of the Polly Class murder was when Richard Allen Davis, who's sitting on death row in San Quentin right now, about 30 miles south of here, when they asked him in the court before sentencing, Do you have anything to say on your behalf, or anything to say to the family of the murdered girl? And he turned around, he faced the family, he raised his hands, and with two hands, he flipped them off in the at their seats there. What a horrifying, horrifying moment. Yeah, Amanda's like, I agree that birds aren't real flyers. So nutter butter. I'm metal detecting, and I come across that poster. Birds aren't real. You know, and I come home and I look at the website. I'm that kind of person, right? And it's all this conspiracy that every pigeon you see is a drone and is spying, and I'm just like, God, what happened to this country? D is still here. He's working today. He rolls out early and he gets back late, so he's working hard. I will be baking tomorrow night. I am going to defer. And Bella Grace, don't be mad at me. I'm going to push back the red velvet cake because I have some great strawberries here that on the Rancho that I really need to use before I go away. So I'm gonna whack out another strawberry pie tomorrow night. So don't, don't. I haven't forgotten you, honey. Don't worry. No one gets executed. Yeah. What? Let's see. So I'm gonna bake. I'm gonna bake that pie tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm happy. He needs to make money. He needs to pay them some things, and he has a good work ethic, and I like that. And he's got a nice job where you can set your hours. He typically will ride his sports bike 30, 40 miles to a good location and work that location all day. I'm happy. Frito Bandito. Ay, ay, ay. I am the Frito Bandito. You couldn't have that commercial today. Talk about right up there with Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's. Nah, 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 nah. No more Frito Bandito, man. What a good commercial. I still remember that. Sure remember that. So he's working. He could pull up anytime. I guess he rolled out about 10 a.m. about 10 a.m. this morning or so. So I'm happy. Gotta make money. And that's it. Hey James, how are you? Sweetie, my birthday's in July, so that okay. Thank you, Bella. I wanted to do that for you, and I was feeling really guilty today. I kept opening the refrigerator, and I'm looking at these strawberries, and I'm thinking, God, are these strawberries gonna last? 2 to 3 weeks till I get back, and I'm like, probably not. And it's like $5 worth of strawberries, and I'm thinking, okay, now I got to think how I'm going to tell Bella, right? What are we thinking? Did I miss something, Jen? Jen, did you get married or something? Let's see. What did she do here? Let me see. Someone let you do what I said. Let me see. Oh, I don't. Okay, what are you downsizing on the Rancho? That's a real good question. I have accumulated a lot of clothes that are still decent that I would like to that I have given donated a lot of them to community uh, boxes. There's tons of half-open cosmetics and stuff here that I've gotten a lot of them as presents and things, and they've long since expired. There's camera gear that I've been selling, old lenses and things that don't fit my current profile. I've gotten rid of a few of the vintage stereo systems that don't fit my future anymore. Things of that nature. And just going through a lot of papers and things, and just getting rid of a lot of crap. Um, I need to probably. If we're still here next week, I hope we're not. I haven't gotten my credit card yet. Or this weekend, we may go out to the range and do a little firing out there. Maybe I'll take Dee out there and show him what it's all about there. Get the 9 millimeter out and go out and do a little bit of shooting. Yeah, I've been donating. It just makes me feel good. Thank you, Bella Grace. It makes me feel good to get rid. I don't like to be owned by things. I'm not an acquiring person. Like I told you guys before, when my first time I went to my sister-in-law's house and she had all, and don't hate me, some of you may have it, she had like the French country theme, and every windowsill, every table, every bookshelf, on the outside of the stairs going up to the second floor, the little space between the railings and the inner step would be knickknacks and tchotchkes and wow. Had some firing range. Yeah, how you doing, Botter? Just did a big clean. It's a good time to get stuff. It's a good time to get stuff done. It helps you psychologically. Um, you feel like you're lightening the load in your life, and you're getting control. Once in a while, you just got to step back and say, "Man, do I really need that?" Or going through magazines and books on the shelf is like, where in the hell did that come from? Oh, that's funny. Defensive wrenches. I'm against hoarding and dusting. I really like to be minimalist, and that suits me well. I'm not a person that wants. I don't want to get a storage unit, right? I don't want to be that person. Some people have storage units. I don't want to be putting my crap into storage and then I die and the kids got to just have a roll off dumpster and or they call in storage war. Yep. Yep. Botter says, I'm glad you don't do members only. Um, Botter, everybody's free to pursue the pursuit of happiness, right? The Declaration of Independence. People want to have memberships, that's fine. It just didn't fit the theme psychologically of like I like to have a very flat channel where we have the equivalency of everybody here, and if somebody throws something in, hey, that's great. If they don't, they're welcomed like family just the same. So I don't like any. It didn't fit me. I came here to do videos, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. I liked storage wars. I like that. It was that one, that Brandy. Woo! Let's go explore a storage locker, right? Oh, they're picking on you, Bella, huh? So yeah, it's never going to be in the card. Love the older guy from Vegas on Storage Wars. There was, the hell was the guy with the white hair and the glasses? I can't remember his name. Um, I always remember the guy. Yep, 20 for 250. Yep. Wait till the last minute and bust everybody's balls and just come in right under the wire. What the hell was the guy had white hair and glasses? Can't remember what the hell his name was. Hi, Doris. What was that guy's name? He was like in his 60s or something, and I just can't remember. Barry. That's it, Barry. And let's all right. Let's cut the bullshit, guys. When they put their price, they take those things to somebody that's going to appraise it. That set of weights is worth $100. Shit, man, people throw weight sets out on the street and they just sit there and rust. Oh, that toy's probably worth a couple $100. Really? That thing's going to sit on the shelf for a long time. Hey, Jewel, long time no see, honey. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, that was Barry. So yeah, good old Storage Wars. Always has awesome cars. Yeah, he's. I'm not sure if he owns them, but yeah, he would. He was interesting. He would get some weird. He'd get some weird locker units and end up seeing some really weird. Yeah, it was a fake. It was just like Pawn Stars, all that fake BS down there. There wasn't anything really weird. So that's my downsizing story. That's exactly what I'm working on now. Now on the other channel, I thought to myself, somebody uh, emailed me this morning and said, Rosie, I've been watching your 2019 uh, videos, and you put up, 500 to 1,000 videos a year. Was there one particular video that was a real standout that everything came together for you and you just thought to yourself, wow, this is really the kind of thing that I want to bring on YouTube? And it was, maybe some of you were here 11 months ago when I went to Niagara Falls, and I went out on the the Hornblower, which is the Canadian side of the falls there, and took that ride up to Niagara Falls, and that was, I couldn't believe the way that those scenes came together in that. So I went ahead and I downloaded that, and then I re-uploaded it again to the Rosie Murphy channel over there. So if you guys want to watch it, I uploaded it there. Blinky, how you doing? Blinky says, I've been taking clothes and stuff to the shop here too. I got a significant birthday coming. I want a new start clearing shit out. Doesn't that feel good, Blinky? I mean, yeah. What's your agenda for lately? I've got repairs to do here. I finally settled on a simple, powerful travel camera to use for vlogging to get a little bit of a step up in image quality here and usability. I haven't ordered it yet because I don't want something coming here and somebody nips it off the porch or something. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on now here. So I've taken 2 or 3 days and done a lot of very heavy research. I probably watched 200 videos over the last week or so trying to find something that's going to be an all-around great utility camera for me to use. It's going to be a step up in quality, so I'm pretty happy about that. Check it out, Cinnamon Hot Hot. It's the latest video on the Rosie Murphy channel. It's one I'm very proud of. Number one is cinematically, it came together beautifully. The music was good. The cropping to get in close on some features. To be underneath of those falls and just see the reaction of the people there be behind them with all their cell phones waving. And to look up at that falls, and there was some shot, it almost looked computer generated, where there was a rainbow over the top of the falls and you could see the little people standing up on there. It was a hell of a wild shot on there. I'm getting a Sony Z, that's a ZV-1. It just came out. It's supposed to be a great all-around vlogging camera, and I'm looking forward to getting that. It shoots unlimited 4K, great stabilization, outstanding low light lens for nighttime, good Sony build quality, a lot of great little features on that camera. So it's not often I buy something, but when I do buy something, ooh, you better believe I take my time to do it. Let's see. Hey, Maddox, did you see the sex workers in Thailand are gone hungry? They're getting government support, lack of tourists. Yeah, you know. You can't tell me that the Mustang Ranch outside of Reno is going great guns, right? You can't tell me down in Mexico, and I'm imagining the border is still closed in Mexico. I don't know, but you can imagine um, not a lot of dinero is flowing over to that that area right now. Hi, Vicky. How you doing? How you doing, sweetie? The Sony Z's are awesome. Cinnamon says, wonderful. I was hoping you would treat yourself. Thank you, North. Nice to see you. Um, I had to think to myself, what do I, yeah, like I said, sometimes you need to sit down and just think. We go through life so fast and we sometimes make decisions that we regret. And I really had to think hard, what is my style? What do I want to do? And I decided a couple things. Number one, first and foremost, I want to be a storyteller, right? Because a lot of places I travel, there's significant history and interesting stuff beyond the first layer of touring. Okay, that's number one. I like to immerse myself in the history and surprise people when they watch the video. That's number one. So I need something that can also vlog me when I'm walking along and has good stabilization on that, because I want to be a part of the storytelling. And third is once in a while just getting the camera out and doing cinematic features too, which is no talking, typically set to music. That's not to say you can't have B-roll within walk and talks, but sometimes it's nice to just showcase a separate little 3 to 5 minute feature that stresses the artistic side. Those are the three things that were really critical to me. And of course, number four, I don't want to lug around a movie studio with me. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. When you travel, you think, yeah, 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 I'm going to do this, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get my big lenses out, and I'm going to, you just end up like the hell with it. Rose, with Sony, it is called a ZZ. It's called a Z for zebra, V for Victor, dash one. It's a ZV1. It came out a couple weeks ago. It was released, and the picture quality is great. Make sure you get a good Rode microphone. I'll tell you, Blinky, check out the ZV1. It doesn't need a Rode microphone. They put a lot of effort into the sound. It can get stereo sound all around. It can capture sound behind if you want to have that feature. And it can capture sound just in front in a very narrow path in front of you. And I've listened in things, and the quality out of the camera, it's got a dead cat muff that sits on top of it like a Tina Turner wig. It's, you know, and even in the highest wind, it performs beautifully. Who are we? Harvey. Yeah, I watched Harvey's video and his live stream. It's called the ZV1. Thank you, Crafty Kitty. And the specs and performance of this thing are outstanding. Guys, let's see if we can get to 100 thumbs up tonight. That would be outstanding this evening. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, that would be most appreciated. So, a lot of my travels, D's going to be off doing his own thing. I think he's going to try to pick up jobs here and there as things go down, which is good. So wants to really make money now. And it's a good time if you're kind of independent to do that. So I'm going to have a lot of time on my own to do things. So I am looking forward to that too. So that's what I want to do. I want to be a storyteller, because I think that's what the people like to see on YouTube. Is they want to hear stories. They want to be taken places. They want nice imaging. They don't want shaky cameras. They don't want crappy sound. They don't want any of that. So, yeah, please don't forget about interviewing people. Buildings will still be there. Yeah, depends the size of the city and the town. if a city or town is too big and I want to talk to somebody about what goes on here, then okay, we got a nut in town. But small towns would do a little better for that. But sometimes if you stop in a visitor bureau, and you say to them, "Hey, how you doing? Uh, is there like a town nut here or somebody?" somebody's know some weird history of this place that would be willing to be a storyteller or something like that. Yeah, yeah. There's old Ernie. He hangs around the up at the General there outside. He's around usually sitting around the barrel, having himself a chow in the morning. You might go up and talk to him. And yeah, wear what you're wearing now. Ernie will like that. He might talk to you. I've gone to LA so much I can drive blind. Let's see. Rosette ZV1 looks nice. I prefer DSLR, but the way to walk. Yeah, I can't do it. Plus, I've purchased a thing to expand to take it from a 22 millimeter to a 10 millimeter field of view. It's a lens that can attach to the front. It widens that out. A Zony lens. It's going to um, broaden that uh, greatly. B-Dub says he wants to buy a house in Vegas. You need to hustle and make money. Good luck. Yeah, I can't really speak to that. I can't read. He's more of a traveling type. I can't really see him staying put staying put in a house. I don't know, but Vegas is interesting. But San Diego is my first love down there. I love the climate and everything. So it's beautiful, it's vibrant, it's young. Young people keep you young, and it's nice temperatures year round. And it's convenient if you want to go over to Mexico and day trip around there. That's a lot of fun too. Yeah, Dude's World. The biggest problem with the ZV1 for self-blogging is it was too cropped in on, looked like a floating head. But for $25, you can set this thing up to widen that field of vision on that. Have you seen the movie Lucky, the last film, 90s, awesome movie? I'll have to check that out. I've been looking at trailers for this movie coming out called Greenland, right? Where should I don't know if I can't spoil it. I had a spoiler alert because I don't know how it turns out. But the premise is that a comet is coming towards Earth and it breaks up and just parts of it are blowing away cities. It looks pretty wild. Amanda said San Diego is beautiful but very, very expensive to live there. Well, the more the more desirable the place. It's why people scratch their head. Why would anybody live in California? Well, a lot of it's the climate here. No need for air conditioning and no shoveling the snow and all that kind of crap. Okay, well, thank you, Blinky. I've been watching a lot of old movies and a lot of old TV series and old interviews with movie stars and things like that. Hey, Kimberly Ann. Hi from hot cactus loving Arizona there. So yeah, San Diego is very beautiful, but I really do love it down there. It's pretty flat. It's a good place to ride a bike. It's safe. You got the boardwalk areas. Hey Craig, how are you? Says love the drone vid today. Outstanding. Thank you, Craig. I fly the drone around. I turn it hard here and there, and I edit that crap out. So you see, have I been to Monterey? Yes, we did metal detecting up there. I've done videos on Monterey, which is a very cool little town on the Russian River, and it was famous because they had a ballroom a whole carnival like boardwalk. And when I mean a ballroom, and I mean an outside dance floor that was huge, and they had tremendous bands come up. Ozzy Nelson, you know, Ozzy and Harriet and his band, and all the big bands would come in because that's where a lot of people vacationed up in Monterey. So yeah, the politics are crazy here. My friend runs a vintage ice cream truck there. Oh, cool. Yeah, Monterey is a beautiful, beautiful town. I'm just surprised it hasn't been decimated by fire because they're packed in. There's this horseshoe road that goes up through the whole place. And if a fire ever broke out, I don't know if all those people would ever get down the road. Uh, let's see. Judy says, I remember this the 70s standing in line for every disaster movie. Don't know why I really like them. Hey Debbie, people are dragging streams with magnets now, not metal detectors. Yeah, problem is I don't want to bring up cannonballs or locks or guns and stuff like that. So, but it might be cool to do some magnet fishing. That might be all right. I've never done it before. I guess I shouldn't knock it, you know, until I've tried it. I'm in this, yeah, disaster movies. Was there Towering Inferno or oh man, there were Airplane, Earthquake. Yeah, that seemed to be the really big thing in the 70s. I'm gonna grab myself a something to drink. I'm not gonna have a beer. I'm just gonna have some drink here. There's got to be a morning after if we can hold on through the night. There's got to be a morning after. Ooh, if we can hold on through the night. La da da do 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 do. La da da dee dee. La da do. All right. The ZV1 is Australian 200. It's about $780 here. Towering Inferno is a great movie, huh? Focus. Damn this thing. Come on. Clap on. There we go. All right. Scuba diving with metal detecting. Yeah, I don't think I do that. I'm the kind of oh, $200 Aussie. I don't know. Is that 2,000? Give me a heart palpitations here. There you go, Blinky. Um, you know, I never wanted to scuba dive. I'd be the slob that the freak accident. Come on, man. Come on, there we go. I'd be the slob that the oxygen tank blew up underwater. Just drag a huge electromagnet along the beach after a sunny day full of beach goes. Debbie says, I live close to Gettysburg, gold in the creek for real. Do you know that there's gold in I think every state has gold. Easy come, easy go. Yeah. Let's see, Cinnamon said, I watched Independence Day on a flight from LA where they had to load me up on those minis of alcohol and Xanax, the good old days. That was probably speaking of gone to Hawaii, Lord, one time I flew from, where did I fly from? The hell did I fly from? It was Hong Kong to Honolulu. There was a flight from Hong Kong to Honolulu. God, that was the roughest flight I was ever on in my life out there. We were bouncing so much. The captain's on there, and you know the air hostesses or whatever they call them. They push those carts up the aisle. They're trying to give drinks, and they're bouncing, and doors are opening. And captain's, hey, good afternoon from the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Bob here. We're experiencing a little bit of a little bit of turbulence. Nothing to be concerned about. We're going to try to cruise up to about 38, see how it looks up there. We get up to 38. We get up to 38, and that plane's doing the two-step mambo, man. And captain comes on, and he just says, "Flight attendants, strap in. Put the locks on your drink carts in the aisle. Take your seats immediately, and do it now." And everybody's like, "Woo!" Like that was harrowing. Hey, Hop Frog. That kind of got my attention. I've flown so many hundreds of thousands of miles and stuff, but that was flying over Southeast Asia at night's a trip. I'll tell you what, flying over Iran and Turkey and all that's a trip too. Okay, Blinky, you'll appreciate this. I used to fly from Hong Kong to London twice a month, back and forth, and going to London 15 and a half hours, okay, nonstop. Behind the flight from like New York to Johannesburg, which is the longest commercial flight or something. It's the second longest air flight at 15 and a half hours nonstop, 15 hours coming back. And it takes you right over, Iraq and all the shitholes of, you know, and all I could think about was it's just going to be the night some a-hole out in the middle of some shithole desert in Iraq is going to think, I got this nice rocket propelled grenade anti-aircraft thing. I'm going to give this thing a shot tonight. And here comes Rosie's plane going. Summer with Mom. Yeah, I like to fly. I like to fly. You ain't never gonna, no turbulence is ever gonna bring a plane down unless it's landing in a freak thunderstorm or something like that. Those things are built so damn strong up there. I never thought about that. Hello, Juliet. Oh, God, I don't know, Craig. I mean, it had to be over. It had to be over a 500,000 miles. I mean, my passport, they had to put extra leaves into it at the passport control. There were so many places. Yeah, as long as you didn't fly over a CIA camp. Yeah. Hey, Jay Berlin, how you doing tonight? What's going on? Good to see you. But Chef, you never know what's going on there. You never know. I always was nervous flying over some of those countries. You never know. It's safer to fly than. That's what I know, Maddox. I would rather fly any day of the week, man. That's why I worry about D on a bike. I checked out the local online version of the local paper today, and motorcyclist buys the farm on Highway 101. Crazy, crazy. So, you got to be careful. I'd much rather fly, but I won't fly anything except commercial. I'm not going to charter a plane. Hey, D, I ain't going to be like, I sure as hell ain't gonna be like Kobe Bryant and have a helicopter go nuts down into the ground there. I really like rocks. I've been watching videos of people digging rocks. That's cool. That's cool. You still out on the road, D? He's like, no, I'm back in the Shine Shack. Know where in the hell he is. But I always worry about motorcycles afford such little protection. It's always a concern. Thank you guys for getting those thumbs up tonight. It's much appreciated. Tomorrow I will be baking tomorrow night. I'm going to make a strawberry pie again. I got some really luscious strawberries. Were you Air Force over Iraq? Me, Carla? I was never in the service. Okay, D just did the last delivery. So it's a good long day. D's putting the time in. I've never been in the service. Um, my family has been in the service almost as long as there was the United States of America, all the way back to the 1760s in uh, Western Maryland, where my mother's side of the family from Emmitsburg and around Gettysburg, around that area. Served in the Revolutionary War and then Civil War. And my grandmother, who almost lived to be 100, she had she had three brothers, and they all went off in World War One, and they all got killed. All three of her brothers got killed in World War One. One of them was by gassing, and the other two were by artillery shells. In those days, you could be put together as a unit, and then they had the Flanagan Act in World War II, where family members had to be separated the Sullivan Act, where the Sullivan brothers were all on a ship that got torpedoed, and they all went down and died. See, lady found a 2.69. Yeah, chef, they're still plowing up the ground there once in a while. Some guy did a hit and run, pushed the bike for a few riders and stable driver when it claimed the van was stolen. The guy, man, Hot Frog, that's terrible. That is terrible. Yeah, some of them go for a lot of money. Yeah, this is sad. Yeah, finding a lot of diamonds. It depends. Don't they come through and don't they come through periodically and bulldoze up a new level? So, Rosie, does this mean I have to cancel the order on the Gulfstream? I ain't getting on no Gulfstream. I'm not getting on any private jet. Forget the Learjet and all that. I'll be with the guy. I'll just tell you, my luck will be, I'll get onto that jet, have a couple chicks, right? Get onto that thing, and I got the pilot who had a really bad day in the stock market, right? He lost 90% of his wealth, and okay, buckle up, everybody. And he gets up to about 25,000 feet and just goes tits down right into the ground, and that's I can't do it. I can't do it. I like to fly, High Watch. I love to fly. What I don't like about flying is the TSAs. It used to be so easy to fly. Family could walk up to the gate with you, and and it was so nice. And then 9/11 happened, and it just became such a pain in the ass to fly. Such a pain in the ass. Years ago, a guy in Ballard found the biggest gold nugget ever. Yeah, the Payne Stewart ending, Chef, where I just like passed out and you're still flying, right? Well, friends that have private jets, and I won't fly, although I did twice. The smallest thing I went on when I went to work for Royal Bank of Canada, and I flew in from Hong Kong to uh, Vancouver and then into Toronto. About twice a year we would go in, and I would hop a little commuter plane from Toronto to Baltimore, and it would always be afternoon, and there'd be thunderstorms. summertime in the area there. It was pretty wild. One of those little, was like a 22 seat Embraer or something, or a little prop plane. Yeah, I love flying. I feel like the pandemic is finally getting started. We had a lull for a while and people get complacent with protests. Madowicks, let me tell you what Margaret Thatcher told George Bush Sr., right? When it was time to be tough in the world, Maggie Thatcher told George Bush, George, don't get wobbly in the knees now. So I'm gonna tell that to you, Madowicks. Don't get wobbly in the knees, honey. Be strong. You are a Kiwi, okay? The home of the legendary All Blacks, Rugby Sevens, and everything else, okay? I'm not going in a helicopter. I ain't going in no helicopter, right? All you need is somebody has a bad day, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna take a helicopter up and I'm gonna go to Vegas and get in a copter. And the next thing I know, the guy's heading straight for the stratosphere. And my last thoughts is, I hope my SD card survives, so at least they have the video of the final, the final in there. There's no way. There is no way. Yeah, Craig, please put a cancel on that. Put a cancel on that, okay? My grandmother put an airplane rivets in Douglas World War II planes. Awesome. My grandmother worked for Glen L. Martin, which at one time was the largest sole proprietorship in the nation. One single owner, and he used to sign everybody's paycheck, and they were really a big time name. Of course, they merged with Lockheed to form Lockheed Martin. Yeah, Glen L. Martin and the Curtis and all those planes. I want to spend 20 more Qantas jets parked at. Yeah, Blinky. Let me see. I think Blinky. That record might still hold. I don't believe Qantas Airlines has ever had a deadly crash. At least when I stopped flying a lot by 1995. No, by 1997, I stopped flying a lot. And I think up to that time, Qantas had never had a air disaster. Yeah, motorcycles dangerous. Yeah, Jay, she did. I think she worked in the office. I think you had to weigh 100 pounds. She was like 98 pounds, and she went in to get weighed, and she put a couple rocks in her purse and just stood with her purse on the scale. Like, okay, you'll do. uh, let's see here. When I was a kid, we used to fly the regional between Louisiana and Texas. Yeah, there was. I mean, I didn't have a. Yeah, it is what it is. Never in Australia has there been a big plane crash ever, which I think is amazing. I don't think Qantas has ever had a air disaster. Shit, I've been in. Shit, I was in Hong Kong, June of like 1990. June of 94 or 95 or whatever, and I'm looking out my window, and we looked right over Hong Kong Harbor, and over to the other side was the Kai Tak Airport, and pilots hated it because you had to come down between the housing blocks, the really high residential towers. You had to bank certain ways, and you could look out the window and see the laundry hanging on. I mean, it was like hair raising, right? And it was windy, the plane be bobbling coming down, and you're coming right down in the center of the city. I'm sitting in the office one day looking out a window, and I hear this scraping, and I look out, and it was even rainy, but you could see sparking in this China Airlines flight and come down, and I guess the wheels didn't come down, and the thing just skidded right off the end of the runway there. Fun face crashed into a pole near my house. I ran and checked. The guy's head was split, and oh my goodness. Oh wow, Kim, that's oh. Airliners aren't designed to be on the ground long; they'll deteriorate early. Well, we go past uh, we go past Mojave, which is the big storage place for parking planes out of service. Can you remember the oldest plane you flew in was a? I took a flight from Chongqing, which you guys knew probably as Chongqing in Sichuan province, around that area, to to where to like over Nepal or something like that. And we had to go over the Himalaya mountains, and it was an old Russian propeller plane, a Tupolev, and we're struggling. I can see these snow-capped peaks coming, and I'm just thinking to myself, pull up, man, pull up. This thing, this thing's like gasping for air over the top, and I'm looking down at these peaks, and I'm thinking of that that book that survived about the crash in the Andes, the Chilean soccer team or something, and they end up eating each other or something. Like, I thought if I land there, it's going to be a cold night old up on those mountains, man. And I could look down and just see the wind blowing the snow off the top of those peaks, and that was to hear that. And he's trying to get height, and I'm thinking he's going to tell us to start throwing shit out the door, right, to get altitude. Start throwing stuff out. I learned with those teeny planes and not sit by. They blew my eardrums to the point. Oh, wow, wow, not cool. Not cool. Yeah, Todd. I hope you felt good about that, baby. So enjoy your stay. Bye. There we go. Poor Todd, his message didn't even get out there. Thank you. Thumbs up or appreciate it. Make sure to give one on the way out there, Todd. Thank you. Let's see if we can get it up to 120. 120 tonight. Yeah, they flew a lot of those old Russian Russian planes from the 40s and 50s over there. The seats by the exit door have less padding. I wouldn't sit by the exit door, although you get bigger room. But I'm always afraid some slob's going to go over and pull the big door handle open, and everybody gets sucked out of the plane. Yeah, thumbs up or appreciated. Thank you. We had to send old Toddy to the showers. Always afraid of everything on that, but I'm not ever afraid to fly commercially, that's for sure. I don't even know what flying would be like right now. I have no idea. So I love the old Lockheed Martin TriStars back in the 80s. Yeah, they were the bomb. They were the bomb. They built the Martin bombers. Did a lot of stuff in Douglas aircraft and Glenn L. Martin. What was that company, Jay? What was Where was your mother or Riveter? Which air was that? Douglas? Uh, yeah, Douglas Aviation. Was that the one? Yeah, I got off early and had a cool get together with a bunch of artists here in town. Very cool day. Nice, nice Scottish. Be careful of the cornholio, babe. Yeah, the L1011s. Yeah, I love I love airplane crash movies. Carla Jordan. My brother leads a jet program at Lockheed Martin. Good for him, Angus. Awesome. They stuck me there, complained about the plane not taking off because they tried to fill seats. Punishment they gave me. Oh well. Not cool to have. It's called, yeah, Douglas Aviation, Douglas Aircraft Company. Yep. became part of McDonnell Douglas, right? Oh, you were masked up good. I didn't have my mask on with those girls last week, and I was starting to think, you know, hope I don't get the hope I don't get cornholed with that cornholio. Yeah, thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Much appreciated. If you haven't done so, always does a heart good. Yeah, make sure you're masked up, Scottish. You're kind of in a hot spot down there now. In Texas, yet made World War II planes. Yeah, Boeing, the B-29, the B-29s. You have a lot of great aircraft manufacturers. Curtiss-Wright, all them. My favorite plane was the good. Oh man, the 747. Oh, the luxury liner in the sky, Craig. Oh, the nice thing about flying from long haul flying, you'd step on that 747. You'd walk in the door. They would have the steps up to the second deck. But man, when those seven, especially the 747, 800, the super stretched, it took a long runway to get those babies off the ground. But once they were airborne, it was like a dream to be in a 747. It was the absolute traveling bomb to be in it. I was always so happy when I was on a 747. I was like, yeah. Of course, they're the only ones that could really go, across the ocean and stuff. But I love them. Love those, Craig. Absolutely love the 747s. My best flights ever were the 747. Chef said, I miss getting those fantastic rubber chicken meals with a real fork and knife. Well, the difference was over in Asia, Chef, Singapore Airlines, they had all beautiful young gals on there. You walk on the plane, they give you, you sit down, you buckle in, they bring you a choice of newspapers, they give you a hot, moist towel, you wipe off, you clean up. The meals were spectacular. Same with Philippine Airlines, Cathay Pacific Airlines, China Airlines. They were just all top drawer. All excellent food. Then you'd get on United Airlines, do rubber chicken time, dude. I remember the Concorde, Jay. I think Harvey actually flew on it. I would love to fly first class. I just can't. I can't justify the money to spend to fly first class. Um, I'm not sure, Carrie. Yeah, it was like flying on silk. I need to take a pass. It's called the Bone House, made of all. Yeah, take a picture of it and send it to me. Pan American. Yeah. How about Eastern Airlines, Jay? Frank Borman. Oh, chef, they just did it first class. Singapore Airlines would consistently be voted the number one airline in the world year after year. And Cathay Pacific just, they just hired top flight crew. I mean, it's probably sexist, but they did have some guys too that would be, um, the air host and hostesses too. But it was just, typical Asian, uh, just well trained, well drilled, perfect service, and just unbelievable. Yeah. If you ever have a chance to fly on Cathay Pacific or Singapore Airlines or Philippine Air, they are really great. Remember the banners in the sky? They still fly them around. How you doing? I'm on it. Nice to see you. I got your message. Thank you. I got that. Yeah, remember banners in the sky. Yeah. So I don't know. I would just go United because it was cheap, but it was okay. I mean, they tried hard, but the planes were good. Do 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 do. Yeah, Beetlejuice, I had a pretty good day. I hope you did too. I got some things settled that I need to do. I'm doing some research into travel now so I can bring you guys some decent content. So I'm excited when I finally get out there. The Yellow Banana Plains. I think I flew Virgin Airlines one time. Didn't really make an impression one way or the other. I I fly United so much that I have their credit card, so you don't have to pay the $50 baggage fee when you book your plane. Yeah, Emirates with $30,000 suites. Kim, didn't Casey Neistat do a video on that? He got to fly on that uh, the Emirates UAE Hughes Air West. Yeah. No, not yet. I'm on it. I haven't. Getting ready to do, and then some BS came along here. Yep, thumbs up are appreciated. We might get to 125 today. Let's see. What did I miss that Kim posted? What did Kim post here? Ooh. The Concord in, yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm making a 1920 Ritz-Carlton vintage lemon pancake recipe on YouTube. That sounds good. After you make that, make one with Ina Garten's lemon pound cake recipe. It's a mind blower. Absolute mind blower. It is so, so, so good. What's your one fear factor flight you encounter besides the ice cap mountain? Um, they have this area uh, between Taiwan and mainland China. Shanghai, you have the mainland of China, and then you have Taiwan, the island it sits off. And it's a very typhoon prone area. And I remember flying from what the hell it was, Vancouver or something like that. And I had to do it a couple times. You have to go down what's called the bowling alley. It's this small channel between Taiwan and mainland China, and it has the worst turbulence in there because of typhoons, and we happened to fly in and just go through a typhoon right through that area there, and it was horrendous. It was terrible, and because I got to tell you guys, when you're flying east to west or west to east, you're flying with or against the jet stream, which is okay. You'll be a little bumpy flying into the jet stream, and going the other way, you'll get a nice tailwind and you can set a record. But going perpendicular to the jet stream, man, going down over the globe, oh man, that was brutal. I never worried about the plane being shaken apart. I worried about people that didn't have their seatbelts on and hitting their heads on the bottom of the luggage bins and that kind of crap. The recipe, you can store the cake in the fridge and wrap. It will last a week and still be moist. That'll be good. So landing in Mexico City is horrible like that. Landing in Hong Kong is horrific. Do tourists get harassed for money in Taiwan like in China? No, no, but I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you, Madowicks. I spent a lot of time in Taiwan. It was one of my responsibility countries. I spent a lot of time in mainland China, a ton of time. Okay, and I had a Taiwan. I went so much I got an unlimited 10-year visa for Taiwan. They are so, at least at that time, they were so much more a police state than what I ever experienced in mainland China. Okay, there was a lot more cloak and dagger and a lot more government stuff going on in Taiwan. I can tell you that. Caught in that typhoon that came through the west coast a few years ago. My God, I can't imagine on a plane. Yeah, it's you just got to do it. They keep trying to climb above it, but a lot of uh, these storm clouds swirl up to fantastic heights, and you gotta grab your sack and just hold on. I mean, the plane can take it, but it's just the bouncing around and things. Freak out with that kind of turbulence. Where's the sicky bag? So once you get the idea, you fly enough and you look it up, and then you realize it's unheard of to have turbulence really wreak havoc with. You might lose a little bit of damage or a little bit of control, but it's these planes are built rugged. Taiwan is actually very dirty, Matowix. Taipei is. I hope none of my Chinese friends are watching. Jack Chan. I did not enjoy Taipei at all. It was, just no history to speak of. No Canadian saga, the Huawei versus Canadian. Yeah, they have the. Who was that? The chairwoman or the daughter of the chairwoman of Huawei? Yeah, that's. She's gonna face trial. Yeah, good, 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 good. You know, I mean, she'll get a fair shake. I think there's more spyware in Huawei gear than you can shake a stick at. So. Mm, at least it's what is it? The daughter of the chairman of Huawei. Taiwan's buildings are built. I've been. It's not the hurricanes that are problem, Brandon. It's the earthquakes that are enormous in Taiwan. It's a very, very, very seismically active area, and I remember once we had a series of earthquakes, and we tied. There was a light that was hanging over a conference table, and we just took a piece of string and we tied it on a pen like a pendulum, and we tied it around the lamp, the conference lamp, and it hung down, and you could just see the whole building swaying, you know. And I had to tell people, hey man, that's not the pen moving. That's not the pen. That's the building moving. They're like, oh my god, oh my god. The Chinese girls prefer white men. They're. I mean, I've seen them with people of all races and things. It pretty much runs the whole spectrum there. The owner is a provincial royal blood in China. Yeah, well, she's in trouble. You know, there's a lot of cloak and dagger stuff going on in the world these days. A lot of cloak and dagger stuff going on. I enjoyed Tai Chung back in the 70s. Yeah, Tai Chung, I don't know, Joe, if you ever went down to Kaohsiung, which is supposed to be nice. Tai Chung is supposed to be a beautiful place down there. It's supposed to be nice. And Kaohsiung is the big shipping and that area. But I spent most of my time in Taipei. But it was just a grubby place. It was sweaty. It was well, of course, most of Asia is, but yeah, Taichung is nice. That's supposed to be a nice area. I think that's where the forests and things like that are over there. That's a tough little country, though. I mean, that's wouldn't be a slam dunk if they ever got attacked. I'll tell you, they might be like the little porcupine at mainland China tries to swallow it, and the thing blows up and it's in their mouth. You know. Oh Lord. Is anybody traveling this summer? Anybody going? Anybody venturing on vacation? I know my friend Amanda, Alamanda, is traveling to Las Vegas. Is anybody else traveling or anything? Going anywhere, or am I just the only dumb one that's going out there? I'm gonna get one more little bit here. All right. Taiwan and New Zealand, we're talking about having a travel bubble. We're staying put. Okay. Smart. You need some new scenery. I hear you. I'm on it. I hear you. That's why I'm looking forward. I hope it comes off. I've always wanted to go down to PCA. The Chinese on the wood ships freak me out with the submachine guns. They ain't playing. Uh, what was more scary was that confrontation up between India and China up on the Guilan River up there. It was almost like they were fighting like barbarians with clubs with barbed wire and nails on them, and like something out of the movie The 300, with people being pushed off the cliffs to their death and people being clubbed with nail things. And God, it sounds like the most barbaric encounter. Charlotte has not gone very far, but gone to Kentucky to the Mammoth Caves in July with the family. They're supposed to really be spectacular. Need to renew my passport. Yeah. I have plans for Rosie Chuchin. There you go. What was that all about? There's always this disputed little area. It's always been a point of contention up there. There's quite a few border flashpoints in the world contested. I mean, you could look at North and South Korea. There visited Sun Lake up there in the mountains. Taiwanese live all around there. You have the native Taiwanese. Hey, Michaela, long time no see. Just fighting over a strip of land up in the high mountains. There, people were freezing to death up there and fighting all night in the dark, a pitched battle with torches lit, and it was like something out of barbarian days. And I don't think any guns were even fired. I think it was all this brutal, bloody hand to hand. I think 33 Indians died and like 45 members of the PLA, People's Liberation Army. I want to visit Hoover Dam. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey Diva, long time no see. Hoover Dam. Been there a couple times. Done some videos, Madowix. You can just put Hoover Dam into my video search box. It's a great place to see and go on a tour. It's really cool to be down in that turbine room, and you look across and you see those 5 gigantic General Electric turbines that were put in I guess the old ones from the 30s were replaced. But God, these things are like 150 feet across. These things, and when you're gone on the tour, you can literally feel the shaking because the water volume rushing through what they call the penstock, the intake pipes, that hits the turbines. You can actually feel you can feel the place shaking. It's amazing. Have you considered going to China and running for office, offering a new perspective? No, not really. I think Cornholio will keep people home from vacation. If things settle down, I wouldn't mind going over to Hong Kong and spending a couple weeks there and showing you guys around Hong Kong. Live streams wouldn't be possible because it is, it's like a 12-hour time difference. But I guess you could do them. But what a phenomenal place to see. Is he back? Might be. You got good hearing. Hong Kong's a lot easier. Yeah, it's cheap too. Nobody's traveling there. I don't want to go into a quarantine and be like, oh God, I'm hoping to go to Honolulu in the fall or winter. Yeah, and I know a lot of hidden Hong Kong and a lot of nice places to go that the average tourist wouldn't know about. Some good stuff. Yeah, it'd be really cool. It would be really cool. Just pull out my Hong Kong ID card, permanent resident, and there we go. The only thing that bothers me, that damn flight is so long, and I have a really difficult time sleeping on planes. How hot is it over there? It's called the 90-90, 90 degrees and 90% humidity. All right. Sweaty. We all had to wear wool suits and because it's British tradition and Commonwealth tradition over there. Talk about miserable. All the buildings have like green slime on them from moss and mold and yeah, they have an agreement that no modern weapons are used along that. I didn't see that lasting much longer. Yeah, Joey did. It was mind blowing to me that India and China encountered it. There was no modern weapons used, just hand to hand, and just reminded me of the movie 300 with people being thrown off the pass and all that kind of stuff. You just by torchlight and fighting in the dark at night in the mountains under the moonlight and cracking skulls. Yeah, it'd be cool to see. One of the most spectacular things you can do is you get on that ferry, what's called the Hong Kong Star Ferry, and you cross from Hong Kong Island, where I actually lived on Hong Kong Island, over to Kowloon. It's one of the most romantic rides, and the view coming back towards the Hong Kong skyline is it's tremendous. All the neon, and it's just one of the top 10 wonders of the world at nighttime. I'm over this quarantine crap too, Blinky. Here we are again. Why are they fighting? There's this long disputed piece of land, and I think that the Indian side went ahead and they tried to put up some cut type, construct something in that area, or put up some type of border building or something like that. And then at night, the People's Liberation Army (PLA) soldiers swept in and just surprised attacked them up there. And they got called out from the Indian garrison, and it was just a bloody, full-on hours raging hand to hand with clubs with nails and barbed wire in it, and uh, very little light with torches, and can hardly make people out. It had to be one of the bloodiest, most gruesome battles. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, Namaste, Akik Official TV. So, yeah, follow me on Instagram if you're not following me. I'd like to try to get to 1,000. That would be nice. 1,000 people on that would be great. And thank you for putting the thumbs over 126 tonight. You're from India? Okay. Well, welcome aboard. Namaste from India. So that's always been kind of a dream of mine. Just a side note, Technics SL. Do you know the unit is thinking of picking one up tomorrow? Anything with the Technics is great build quality, good stuff, dude. You can't go wrong. Technics is outstanding, outstanding stuff. Love it. Love it. Nope, not drinking tonight. I just had a little bit of Diet 7 Up. Don't really feel like drinking tonight. I'm going to be drinking tomorrow night when I'm baking a strawberry pie. If you guys aren't subbed up to the McNamara channel, you can join me over there. I like to make a good strawberry pie. Support my channel. Well, we do what we can, but the best way to support your channel, Akik, is to get out there and make content, man. That's what you do. Get out there and make content. As the great Casey Neistat said, just keep uploading. Well, I have to tell you, Blinky, what an honor to see you in here tonight. Think about a lot about you, and one of the real OG Boyts there, and one of the real building blocks of this Boyd community. It's awesome to see you, Blinky, and I hope you're doing well. Stay safe down there in Australia. I know that Victoria is. I know cases are rising down in Australia again. So be very careful about that. Yeah, I love a strawberry pie, especially when it's the season for strawberries. They're so good. Then I'll be picking plums this weekend too. The peaches will be another couple weeks, and the peaches will be coming in. That'll be awesome. Love a good peach pie. Love a good strawberry pie. Yep, it's gonna be good. There's something very refreshing about a strawberry pie. I don't even need to put whipped cream on top of it. I just like to make sure that the strawberries are really get a good glaze on them, so it has some beauty to it too. I like that. Enjoyed this very much. Thank you, Blinky. We're not a drama zone here, but we have built a community of people that just enjoy just chewing fat and being positive, and yeah, just building a community on good things and good content, good people, and over time it just builds and builds and builds, and I'm very happy about that. It's slow, but it's the best way to build a solid community. Because I've cut down my live streams a lot. Break from screaming drunk woman. There you go. The last time I heard someone call Blinky, he was a cop after character. Yeah, Blinky's. She's old school here. Good looking woman. Very significant in the Australian movie business, the motion picture business down there. So it's just good to see her around. Good to see her. She went through hell. She battled health problems, and she's still here today, which is good for this community. And she's always been a straight down the line person. She just likes to participate. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. She'll nail your arse to the wall, but she's straight up. Let's see. I saw a recipe today for ice cream cookies. They look like scoops of ice cream. Interesting. Interesting. Susie sent some fantastic walnut chocolate cookies that we enjoyed here. They were great. They were awesome. Yep, I know, Blinky. You were in the movie business, and of course, if you guys have never seen, Australia puts out some incredible movies. I've talked about it before. A movie that'll stick with you a long time. Strictly Ballroom. is an incredible little movie. Muriel's Wedding, uh, Gallipoli. There's so damn many fine Australian import movies that are well worth seeing. I don't think I've ever been disappointed by an Aussie flick. I don't think I ever have. They're just they're top flight. Just really good quality, really good story. Of course, the story, it's like YouTube and videography. The story is everything. If you have a compelling story, carries the day. There's a guy I follow on YouTube, a travel channel. I can't think of his name right now, but he went to the Easter Islands, which is a really remote place. It's under Chilean control, with his girlfriend, and they went out to see those big statues that look out on the ocean. And there was a park ranger there to accuse them of stepping over the line, the stones to the forbidden area and stuff, and which was a lie. But he relayed a 38-minute story of that adventure, of what happened with the run-in with, and then they were lucky they got let go, and they still might be sued by the Eastern Island government. But I sat through a 38-minute story. The story was so good, you know. And chat makes me forget the craze. Thank you, G. Watch the Human Centipede. It's breathtaking. Yeah, try Red Dog, Rosie. Brilliant true story. Yeah, I will, Blinky. I've never been disappointed. You probably just heard some fireworks going off here. Last night, sadly, we had a double shooting a couple 100 feet away from here. That other one about the family and the mom goes to Nut Hut. Yeah, Muriel's. I don't know. I love the name Hislop and all these Barry Hislop and all. I love them. Oh man, they're so colorful. There's the fireworks. Good thing they're remote BLM would tour. That's right. You like Korean movies? I overdosed on Asian. When I lived in Hong Kong, the TV would always be on the ATV or ATV World or the other, and there'd always be Canto Pop soap operas on, and Aya, Mama, ni yan. Aya, wo jama bugal sing. Wo meo nan pang yo. Chayo nan pang yo. Wo meo nan ya. She has a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. It's not fair. Oh my God. Yeah, two people were injured last night, about 12:35 in the morning. No, I haven't seen Parasite. I haven't seen Parasite. I haven't seen that flick. Yeah, two people were hit. Not life-threatening injuries. So uh, if I don't ever see another Canto novella, it'll be too soon. You know, everybody's always all sweaty and highly dramatic and ma way. I could write the stories. Uh, Fireworks are all over. Fly lice with your order. That's it. So, um, I make a good fried rice, Blinky. I do a good shrimp or chicken. The trick is the brown sugar, a little bit of ginger, and some of that sesame oil. Woo! You got yourself a good eat. I don't know what Dee's going to be making in Kitchen Stadium this week. I don't know what he's going to make. Going to be interesting. I kind of have it. I'd like to see what he does with fried chicken. I think that would be interesting. Madowix, let me tell you this. I've never seen a Star Wars movie. I've never seen a Star Trek movie. I've never seen a Battlestar Galactica episode. I never saw a Harry Potter movie. Okay? Not many people can claim the big four right there. I do. I have no interest in in science fiction at all, or sci-fi movies, something. Yeah, like that recipe. Have you tried Jollibee? Is good. Yeah, I had Jollibee many times in Hong Kong. Good fast food. It's like the McDonald's of the Philippines. Great breakfast. I used to stop at Jollibee and have breakfast before going into work. There's Dee's back. He is back. Hereditary. Yeah, Jollibee is good. If you guys ever have a chance to go to Jollibee, it's interesting. Get some of their rice dishes. I just bought a deep fryer. It's all you need to do. Takeaway food. There you go. I'd like to see Dee do a pan fried chicken. I think that would be delicious. You haven't seen them either, and won't be. I'm not a person that I'd rather watch, World War One or history sort of documentary or comedy, things like that. I hear Dee playing that rap when he. Oh man. Had a deep fried Mars bar. No, what did I have? I had a deep fried Twinkie before. That was pretty disgusting. All right. Well, I'm at the 2 hour mark here, guys. Tomorrow I will see you. I don't know why this dick can't. I will see you on tomorrow's walk and talk in the morning. If you have not seen it, please check out the drone flight over Petaluma today. And then on the Rosie Murphy channel, my favorite video that I did of 2019. If you haven't, you will not be disappointed with that video uploaded on the Rosie Murphy today. Yeah, I think Harry Potter would surprise. I don't have anything against it, but good to see you, Patricia. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. Thank you so much, you guys. We spend such quality time here on the channel. I love it. Your thumbs up are appreciated on the way out as usual. Check out the videos. You won't be disappointed. The drone flight. Go over to the Rosie Murphy channel. Look at my choice for my favorite video of 2019. Sorry, Patricia. Just heading out. Been on about 2 hours. Thank you, Jonathan. James Newton, good to see you, my friend. Keep shooting. One of the great photographers on there. I still got to get together with you, James, and do some photography. Joey D, good to see you. Charla, Chef, always an honor to see you, sir. Amy, take care, honey. Cinnamon, hot, hot, hot. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. See you tomorrow night. I'll be baking live. Kim's got the link there. Good night, Jeffrey. Y'all have a wonderful night, and yeah, stay cool.